From the Bob Mills Weather Center, meteorologist Stephen Nehrenz.
There are some storms just on the doorstep of Tulsa proper, and you know, normally this time of year we'd be saying, all right, cool, some rain coming in, a cool down, and yes, there is a cool down. That is the silver lining good news of this. Obviously the flip side is, with all the power restoration, all the cleanup ongoing, we really don't need the wind and the lightning threats that some of us are dealing with right now. That's looking just west of downtown Tulsa, but I'm going to show you on radar in just a second. It's like kind of running into a brick wall here, those storms on the west side here, but you can still see we are getting some gusty wind, even with storms just west of Tulsa. Here's a look at gathering place. You know, we've been seeing 20-30 mile an hour wind gusts, and again, on a normal day, we might just go, okay, gusty winds and kind of move on, but we start seeing gusts 35-40 miles per hour. There's a lot of trees that, as you know, have loose limbs still hanging up in them. It's not going to take 60-70 mile an hour winds to knock some of those tree limbs out, maybe cause some additional power outages, which of course is the last thing that we want to see. We've been having gusts of about 40 to 45 miles per hour in Creek County near Bristow. Okemah, 41 mile an hour gust. Bristow, still 32 mile an hour gust. You can see these update every 5 minutes here. So even behind this line, there are pretty common 30-35 mile an hour gusts, if not a little bit stronger. And again, that could be just enough to, one, kind of delay the power restoration issues. Of course, the crews have to be safe inside with rain and wind and lightning, but also could maybe cause some additional issues. So here's a look at radar in the metro. Look how this has kind of made it to the western Tulsa County. It's made it through Manford, Sand Springs, and Sapulpa, and it's just kind of stuck right there. Some of that will drift into Tulsa, but the eastward progress of this line has really stopped right about Sand Springs to Sapulpa. But the much heavier storms have been diving south. Bob Roloff has been following those, and again, from Bristow now down to Okemah, he's been having some 45 mile an hour wind gusts with this storm. That's enough to, you know, like I said, knock some tree limbs around and cause some issues. Still some locally very heavy rain and lightning. Lightning numbers are coming down, thankfully, but these are still some strong storms. Here's Bob's shot near Okemah right now. You can see the visibility lowering quite a bit with those storms rolling through, and again, that gusty wind potential. So that continues to drop almost due south. That'll nudge into Okmulgee County, through Okfuskee County, eventually down into Hughes and McIntosh County. The northern edge of this line is weaker, less lightning here, but some rain falling across Osage County and up into Chautauqua County, Kansas, and still some gusty winds on the backside of the system as well. So all in all, again, this will cause kind of some brief delays here to the power restoration ongoing Creek County, Tulsa County in particular right now, but then also off to the east. So through the afternoon, like I said, that eastward progression of these storms, they may not make it too much further to the east. It'll keep dropping south, but east of Tulsa, we could see kind of some of the remnants move in as the afternoon goes along. In the Tulsa metro, by mid-afternoon, the chances are diminishing pretty quickly. Overall, that complex of storms is on a downward trend, and it'll eventually kind of fall apart. Now, here's the flip side and the good news of all this. Cloud cover and cooler weather where we're having the cloud cover and rain. Tulsa, we were in the 80s, now 79 and dropping. Northern Osage County in the upper 60s, Pawnee 70, but Okmulgee 80, Muskogee 90, so you can tell the big difference here. But that cloud cover spreading east will help the temperatures out area-wide, which is never a bad thing, right? So I brought Tulsa down to the upper 80s. I've still got some low 90s on the map, but again, it's going to be cloud cover dependent. There's going to be a lot of spots that will probably end up with highs in the 80s the longer the cloud cover sticks around. And again, those shower and storms should fade away later in the day. As we head into Thursday and Friday, once again, we're going to continue to have setups where showers and storms are mostly to our west, and they should mostly stay there. But kind of like today, if the trajectory of those storms changes a little bit, that could bring them into our area and cause, you know, some additional rain chances for us. So we just have slight chances on Thursday. That's something we'll monitor. Friday, kind of the same story. Into the weekend, this is why we're hoping, you know, those power restorations continue at a good pace and that everyone's got power back by the weekend, because Saturday and Sunday are looking sweltering. Upper 90s, heat index over 105.
Summer is